So we have one more section with you, and we have one more expert. And this expert, he'll tell you some of his, he's helped to create talks, speeches, presentations for some of the top people in the world that you know. He's going to give you a framework that you can use inside the network marketing business and with your signature talk in order to be able to strengthen what you have already. And then he's going to teach you how to get on more stages. This is going to be a game changer for you. I promise you this, if you learn how to get on more stages, you can expand your message to the world, and it's going to exponentially help you grow your network marketing business. Absolutely for real. So this is the pro session. This is the high level session. And to go through this section, be ready. Play like a pro, take your notes, shake it out if you need to, take an energy drink, whatever you gotta do in order to be able to get your mind right, but clear your head, be ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to GoPro Certification, Pete Vargas.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Eric? Lisa, you just crushed it. Can you hear me okay, Eric?
Yep, all good.
Good. I'm gonna turn this mic down right here. Hey guys, hello, hello, hello. I'm so glad you guys are here. Before I officially start the presentation, I want you guys to know that I can see all of y'all. I see many of you in room 2 on my phone. What's up, everybody? I see you guys, I see you. And I won't be doing this during the presentation. I see you, Corrine. I see you, Cindy, Donald, Emily, Gordon, Heidi, Herma, Jade, Jody. These are all my presentation folks. Whoops, my camera's not on. There we go. I see you guys. Hey, I'm gonna turn my phone, I'm gonna keep my phone in my pocket. I'm gonna turn the volume down. I'm gonna come back and talk to you guys after I'm done today, okay? Like I've got two segments today, and I've gotta go into evergreen certification mode here in a minute. To all of my certified folks and my mentor folks who are in another room, hello, hello, hello. I can't pull up both rooms on my phone, but I see you guys as well. So, hey guys, stay with me. Turn your cameras on. I see a lot of you have turned your cameras on. Part of being a pro is turning your cameras on. So turn those cameras on. I see you, Yasmin. Yasmin finally turned her camera on. I got her. Yes, I see all of y'all. So I'll pull this out of my pocket here in a minute. So before I get started, I would be in the studios with the Warriors today, but my daughter, my sophomore daughter, was in the regional tournament of Colorado to try to go to state, and she finished first at the regional tournament today, and I tried to speed out, fly to the airport, wasn't gonna make it, so we got our home studio set up today to be able to do this. I'm happy that I got to see her. She's going to state next week. She'll be one of 16 finalists in the state tournament, but I am so honored to be here. I love being in the studio in Vegas. I hope many of y'all will join us at GoPro in November there. Hey, how many of you from certification and mentorship are actually gonna be at the branding day? How many of y'all are gonna be at the branding day virtually, or you're gonna be there in person at the branding day? That's part of your certification. So I hope to see you guys at something coming up at the studios. But Eric and Marina, congratulations on a big day. I'm gonna get rolling and rocking and rolling. Let me just set the tone, because I'm not gonna be speaking to you guys as much as when I officially start here in a second. But here's what we're gonna do. We're doing 2 things. And not everybody is getting the second thing. Only you are. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna build out your signature talk here in a minute. I want you to be on page 50 to 53. I won't be able to state that again once I get started here in a second. Make sure you have 50 to 53, because I'm going to give you 3 to 5 minutes of workshop time multiple times during my presentation here to get you started on outlining your presentation, so next week you can put it in the signature talk deck that you will be getting next week. So make sure you're on 50 to 53 of your workbook. That could shift or change for future classes and future people who are going through this in Evergreen. So stay on that. I'm gonna get through the signature talk part. I'm gonna be done with that. Hopefully we'll be done in 45 to 50 minutes with 4 workshop times. We're gonna workshop 4 times. And then I'm gonna wrap it up, We'll be done with my part. And Eric and Marina said one of the biggest things people want to understand is how do they begin to monetize their personal brand to build their network marketing company? How do they grow their personal brand? And at GoPro last year, I gave the 5 things that you need to do to build your personal brand. And I know Eric and Lisa talked about it a little bit earlier, but I want you to stay tuned. I will get through that in 20 minutes. And that's just for you guys that are watching today. That is not part of the certification, unless Eric and Marina decide to put it in there, but that's not part of the certification. That's specially for all of you, and I'll be able to talk to you guys more in that time. So that's what we're doing today. Cool? Who's excited? Who's excited? Let me see I want to see you guys in the room. Y'all excited? Cool, cool, cool. Let me know what you're excited about, and I'm going to get rolling, rocking and rolling. I see you guys in the room. What are you excited about? Drop that in the chat. Yes, yes. I love it. Cool. So let's get rocking and rolling. I'm going to go be official now. I'm going to be official. Hey, welcome to GoPro Certification, Presentation Mastery. I'm sure as you are watching this, it has been game-changing for you. Just to hear Eric and Lisa, myself, helping you understand the most important thing that you can do in your business, the most important skill set that the greatest entrepreneurs say that if you have, you can do anything in this world. And it's understanding how to be a great presenter. And so Eric has mastered and helped people, thousands of people, understand how to master the 5 presentations that every network marketer should do to go to another level. And today, I'm going to talk about the 5th one. This is your signature talk. Your signature talk is the greatest tool that you have to recruit new customers and new distributors into your business. I want you to think about the signature talk as a talk that you take outside of the network marketing profession to people who need to hear what you have to say. It's not necessarily, now you can build a signature talk for people within the network marketing profession, but what I want to train you today is I'm going to help you understand the 4 major components to designing an incredible signature talk. And then as we're doing that in your workbook, I want to make sure you're actually outlining it. Because when you're done outlining it, you can then take your outline and put it into your signature talk deck, which I hope in the next 24 to 48 hours, you will feel equipped to be able to go deliver it. Deliver it where, Pete? To a small stage of 15 people in your local community, to a MOPS group, to an entrepreneur group, on a podcast, online, offline, locally, nationally. There are millions of stages that need to hear your story in your signature talk. And so today, I hope that you will start the process of designing your greatest marketing tool that you have in your toolbox. And so I want to let you know that we have designed talks for the biggest names in the world, and I'm looking forward to helping you today understand the power of your signature talk. Your signature talk is the greatest marketing tool that you have to grow your business one to many. And you will use it every single day. You can use it online, offline, in videos, on social media. You use it everywhere. So today, as we map it out, as we design it, as we create it in this moment, as you're watching this, my hope is that you will be prepared to go deliver it tomorrow. And so I want to help you understand. Maya Angelou said, I've never changed someone's life. It's the power of your story. It's the power of making people feel that actually changes somebody's life. That's what changes their life. I love this quote from her because today I'm going to help you understand how to connect with people when you're talking to people one to many. And I love this. It's one of my favorite quotes from this incredible woman. And so I want to help you design today one signature talk, just one. And that signature talk, what we're gonna walk through is we're gonna walk through 4 parts. We're gonna walk through the heart. You have to connect with their heart. We're gonna walk through the mind. Once their heart is opened, the imaginary wall that they have between you and them goes down, and now their minds are ready to listen. You're gonna connect with their heart. You're gonna teach their minds. And then the beautiful thing is you're actually gonna have a call to action that makes their lives better. That's where your company comes in. That's where your products and services come in. This is where people are like, dude, I want that. I need that. The call to action. And then the 4th part we're gonna walk through today is we're actually gonna walk through the closing heart. The closing heart, the final heart. And so in this process, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna teach you 2 or 3 things in each of those 4 parts of the story braid. 2 or 3 things that I want you to begin to build out for yourself. And then I'm gonna show you an example, because I don't wanna just teach it to you, I wanna show you a real life example. And then what we're gonna do is I want you to pause the teaching if you have to. Don't go all the way through. Pause the teaching, and then you begin to jot some notes and some things around the first part, which is the opening heart. And then we'll do the same thing with the mind, and then I'll allow you to do some work and outline yours. And then the 3rd part, the call to action. I'll teach you 2 or 3 things that that make you build a great call to action, and then I'll have you map it out. And then the last thing, the closing heart, will do the same thing. So I want to teach, show you an example, and then have you actually go map it out for yourself. My goal and my intention today is for you to get your signature talk designed. Because the first time I designed my signature talk, 10 new customers came into my business. My very first time I designed my signature talk, 10 new customers. And now I look back on the last 10 to 15 years of my business, and I have somewhere in between 75,000 and 100,000 customers around the world. I've been able to generate over $100 million within my companies. And here's what I want to tell you. The number one tool that I've used, it's not some marketing funnel, it's not some slick sales campaign, it's not door-to-door, and it's not mailers, and it's not even referrals, although referrals are incredible. The number one thing I've used is my signature talk. You build one signature talk, and you can take that to one-to-many stages anywhere. You can do them from your home, you can do them locally, you can go nationally or internationally. And so this is going to become a tool that's going to help every network marketer that actually gets certified in the presentation mastery grow their business and grow their customer base. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to help you in this journey and of your signature talk. And so a great signature talk really does a few things. And you can see it here on your screen right here. You can see what a great signature talk does. It does a few really great things. And I'm going to do something here. It helps explain your value clearly. That's the first thing that it does. The second thing that it does, it's going to help you attract customers. A lot of them. And then it's going to allow you to recruit new distributors in a very big way. In a very big way. And so I'm excited to help you understand how to do that today. And so what I want you to know, as you build your signature talk, the biggest mistake that network marketers make, let me tell you the biggest mistake you make. You think that people want to hear about your business opportunity. You think they want to hear about your product. Well, that might be the case in some of the traditional things that you're doing in your business, but when you're actually taking a talk to another person's stage, like an Eric Worre's stage, he wants you to provide value to his audience. And so what I want to begin to frame in your mind, and I want to start by having you think about this today, I want to frame in your mind that it's not about your business opportunity, it's not about your product, it's about the desires of the people who are sitting in your audience. And the people who are sitting in your audience want to grow in one of three areas. They want to grow in their health, their wealth, and their relationships. They want to grow in health, wealth, and relationships. Underneath those three things, you tell me anything, and you can find a subcategory under health, under wealth, or under relationships. It doesn't matter. Anything anybody's ever thrown at me, I'm saying it goes under there, it goes under there, it goes under there. So the first thing that we've got to get clear on today, the first thing that I want you to take just a moment to think about is which one of these three actually does your company and the products within your company help people in the most? I want you to actually write that down right now. And if it's all three of them, great. If there's a primary one, maybe a secondary one, great. If there's only really one, great. Obviously, all of you with the business opportunity help people with their wealth. You do. But what is the core of what your company does? Because that is the talk we want to design today. That's the talk we want to design today. So if I were in a company that was helping make my health better, my physical health, my blood work, peptides, supplements, whatever it is, I would build my talk in the health bucket. If I were in some lifestyle company that might be some type of, I don't know, some type of lifestyle company, and fill in the blank there, and I had services that revolved around that, I would build my talk specifically around relationships. Now, there's other things you can build. If I were in a company that is focused on helping people, not just in the business opportunity, but maybe there's stuff around investments or stuff around that, I would probably build in the wealth. Based on the product and service you have, is the signature talk that I would build. A lot of people ask me, should I have one for my product and one for my business opportunity? And the answer to that question is absolutely yes. But let's just get started with your product today. And then once you master outlining one signature talk around your products, then you can begin to master one that's around your business opportunity as well. What do you mean? If I were to start a network marketing company today, I would be the fastest person to go from 0 to 7 figures, maybe in the industry's history, that didn't have any types of overrides, but purely was doing it because I would build one talk around my product. And I'll do that in front of you today. As you're building your talk, I'll pretend and build a talk with you so that you actually can see me build mine as you build yours. But I would build one talk, and I would go take it to the masses, and I would begin to see customers, and then people would also want to be distributors in that. And then as I got that rolling, I would then build a second talk around the 4 things of how working from home can change your life. The 4 ways working from home can change your life. The 5 most important things to be thinking about if you're going to build a business from home. Something of that sort. That would be my talk. Because remember, you can't go pitch your company whenever you have to provide value to an audience. You have to provide value. And in that value, you're going to see how they're going to be attracted and drawn to you to want to become a customer or want to become a distributor. So let's get clear on that right out of the gates. Health, wealth, relationships, because we're about to start the process of building this today. So let's start with the opening heart. Let's start with the opening heart. Whenever you are building your talk, the opening heart is the place that you begin. You want to connect with the person right away, because if you connect with their heart, their guards go down, their ears perk up, and their mind is ready to listen. And so the 4 parts to the Story Break framework, and you've learned a lot about your personal story from Lisa today, from Eric. You've learned a lot about your personal story in this certification from Lisa, from Eric, and now from me. And so this opening heart, this opening place that you want to start, there are a few core things that you want to do in that. There are 3 core things that you want to do in that. The first core thing, 3, I want you to write these down. First, in that opening heart, people want to understand that you're ordinary just like them and that you've walked in their shoes before. They want to know that. But they also want to know that you're extraordinary and you've gone to a place that they desire to go. You've gone to a place that they desire to go. Ordinary, extraordinary. Now, you don't have to have arrived at the ultimate place that you want to be, but they just want to know that you or people who surround you in your team or your upline have done extraordinary things. And you need to make sure with your company that you check all of your disclaimers and run everything by compliance. And I understand that's a super important part of the process. But a human being, one of the greatest ways they can connect with you is say, they understand what it's like to walk in my shoes. But they also know and have gone to a place that I desire to go. I want you to start thinking about what that is for you. I'm going to break this down because you're going to workshop here in just a couple of minutes. After this opening heart, I'm actually going to have you workshop for a few minutes so that we can do the work while I'm actually presenting to you today. I want you to get your thing outlined. The second thing that happens in a great talk is when you help them understand your ordinary story, and I'll do this for you before we go to workshop, and now you've gone to a place that they desire to go. Now, what happens is the second thing, there is a gap. The second core thing is they need to feel the gap. They're here. You know what it's like to be there. But you've gone to a place that they desire to go, and now you've presented the gap. And what you're about to do is when you take them through these 2 stories, I would then follow that up with a simple question, is I learned that there were 4 core things that helped me move from here to here. Now, you might not be using your hands. I'm just using my hands for illustrative purposes. But now all of a sudden, as you help them understand this story and this story, you now can say something like, and what I realized is that there were 4 critical things that I began to see in my life and the lives of others that helped move them and take them to the place that they desire in their health, their wealth, and their relationships. Now they're like, oh my gosh, there's a gap. And they're about to show me the 4 things that can help me close the gap. That's the second critical thing to an incredible opening heart. And the third thing. Now, this is where they can begin to buy into you. And I don't teach this often, but I told Eric and Marina I'm going to teach this to you, is the third core part of this opening heart is helping them hear your BHAG. What is your big, hairy, audacious goal? Many of you have not thought about that, and today, I'm hoping in this certification process, you're thinking about it for the first time. Here is when I knew a BHAG mattered. A BHAG is a big, hairy, audacious goal. I believe it's Jim Collins, and if I'm wrong, we'll edit that, who talked about having a big, hairy, audacious goal. Here's the key to a big, hairy, audacious goal, is something that you want to do to help so many people. So my big, hairy, audacious goal when I started my business was to help our clients get on 1 million stages and impact 1 billion people. And I can't do that unless I help you get on stages. Here is a powerful thing in that intro section of your opening heart. When they see the ordinary extraordinary, when they see you have the steps to close the gaps for them, and when they see that you have a BHAG to help them, bring them in as one of your case studies, it's unbelievable. So let me give you a few examples of BHAGs, and then I'll give you a real life example one. We had a client in Arizona who's like, man, I help people avoid foreclosure. Oh my gosh. He goes, I can't have a BHAG. I said, sure you can. Do you focus on an area? He said, yeah, the Phoenix Scottsdale area. I said, you need to start saying at the beginning of your presentation, we are committed to helping. How many do you want to help in the next 5 years, 10 years, 3 years? He said, I would love to help 1,000 people in the next 5 years. I said, is that doable? He's like, it's a stretch. I said, I want you to start saying, we're going to help 1,000 homeowners in Maricopa County avoid foreclosure by 2032, 2031. And now, if you're on the other hand and you're close to a foreclosure or a pre-foreclosure process, you're like, I'm going to be one of those. I want you to hear that. We're going to help 100 people become financially free. That could be your wealth one. We're going to help 10,000 people get into the best shape of their life. And we actually have a system to measure their before and after. That's a BHAG. That's a BHAG. So in this opening heart, when you can have a story that helps them understand you've walked in their shoes, that's the first thing I want you to be thinking about mapping out. You have a story that helps them understand you've gone to a place that they desire to go. You then can talk about the steps, which we'll get to in the second part of this. You can talk about the fact that there's 4 steps that I'm going to help you understand how to close the gap. And we'll be there in the next segment, next section. And if you choose to, if you can have a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal, things can begin to change. You begin to design a powerful opening talk. I've designed talks for Dean and Tony Robbins. I've designed talks for Grant Cardone. I've even designed talks with Eric and Marina Lori. And connecting with them before you teach them anything is critical. Let me show you an example of a BHAG. I want to show you an example of a BHAG. An example of a BHAG right here, just so you can see one, is we used to state this all of the time. We used to state that we're going to help 1 million people, or help our students get on 1 million stages, impact 1 billion people, and generate over $1 billion in revenues. I would state that right out of the gates before I got into the head section. And guess what? The powerful thing is we actually did it. We helped our students get on just shy of 1 million stages, impact 235 billion people, and generate over $2 billion. We actually tracked our BHAG on an annual basis by surveying our customers. And what would happen is when I would talk before, watch this, before I ever got to teaching, people in their mind would begin to say to themselves, I'm going to be one of those people. When you can get them to rehearse in their mind that they're going to be a part of your BHAG, it's game changing. So what I want you to do right now for a few minutes, and we're going to rock and roll. This opening part is one of the most important. What I want you to do is I want you to start mapping out that story, ordinary and extraordinary. I want you to be thinking about the BHAG that you desire. And then here, when we come back here in just a few minutes, I want you to pause this, pause it, and write for 3 to 5 minutes. Start mapping it out. Start mapping these 3 things that are very important parts of the opening story. Start mapping that out for yourself. And here, once you've done that, I want you to push play, and we'll be going on to the second part of the Story Braid framework. So I want you to take that time, push pause, and I'll see you here in just a second. And so everybody watching that's live, I want you to actually do that. I'm pausing right now. I want you to do that. I want you to start mapping this out. Here is our actual BHAG. I explained these numbers to you right here. And we're gonna go to the opening, we're gonna go to the head here in a minute. And we're not gonna take a lot of questions. I don't want you to overthink this. Don't overthink this. Just begin to work in your workbook. Just begin to work in your workbook. And I want you to start doing that. And I want you to focus. I get to do this for you because I can come back now because they push pause on the show for me. I'm gonna go back a few slides right here for you guys that are watching today. And I want you to be thinking about these 3 things, what you see on my slide. And I want to let you map things out in your workbook for a few minutes. And then we'll get rocking and rolling here in just a few minutes.